If you want to know the details of Carnival's new loyalty program explained in a clear and concise way, this is the video for you. I have received a vast amount of information from Carnival sources regarding their new program. And in this video, I'm going to break that down, giving you the thorough details without a lot of extra fluff. There is a lot of information. So I am putting this video into chapters, which will allow you to quickly reference and re-reference the parts that most interest you. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, let's start with the basics of the loyalty program change. There are 6 quick things to share with you that lay out the general information about what is happening. First, Carnival is changing the name of their program. It was previously known as the Carnival 𝗵𝗃 Club. VIFP stood for Very Important Fun Person. And the new program will be called Carnival Rewards. The reality is it's going to very much resemble what we currently see with airline and hotel loyalty programs. Carnival is very proud that they are the first in the cruise industry to roll something like this out. The second big thing to know is that they are changing the metric that they will measure to determine how you advance in status. Previously, it was one very simple single metric. It was based upon how many nights you spent on board one of their cruise ships. With the new program, it will be based upon how much you spend. The third basic to know is that Carnival is changing the length of time that the status that you earn will last. Previously, the status was thought to last a lifetime. As you spent more and more nights on their ships, you continually progressed upwards in loyalty status. With the new program, your status is only guaranteed to last for 2 years. And in order to maintain your status, you will need to spend the necessary amount to keep you there. Fourth, know that this new program is not going into effect immediately. It is currently set to begin on June 1st of next year, 2026. So until that time, you will continue to earn points with the existing program, and whatever status you have as of June 1st of next year is where you will start off at with the new program. Then the fifth basic to know is that as of June 1st of next year, if you are platinum or below, the status you have will be guaranteed for you for a period of 2 years, so until June 1st of 2028. And if you're at Carnival's highest level, which is the diamond level, when this new program goes into effect, Carnival is going to lock that status in for you for 6 years, so until June 1st of 2032. And the sixth and final thing that I want to share in this basic section is that this new program is really divided into 2 distinct parts. One part is that your spending earns what Carnival is calling stars. The number of stars you have is what determines your loyalty status and resulting benefits that you receive. The other part is that your spending also earns you redeemable points, which basically have monetary value with Carnival that you can use to redeem on Carnival purchases. So now let's move into the section where we will look at the loyalty status that you receive from these stars. Under the new Carnival Rewards program, instead of the previous 5 loyalty levels, there will only be 4. Let's take a look at the new levels and the number of stars that are required for each. The lowest level is red. That is available for anyone who signs up. You reach the gold level when you earn 10,000 or more stars. The platinum level requires 50,000 stars, and to reach the top level diamond, you will need to have at least 100,000 stars. Now let's talk about how to earn these stars. There are 3 ways. The first is based upon how much you spend on eligible Carnival purchases. You will earn 3 stars for every $1 you spend on an eligible Carnival purchase. Now there are a few things that you need to know about. One is that this spending does not have to be on the cruise line's branded credit card. In fact, looking at Carnival's frequently asked questions on the topic, the credit card is only available for US residents. But this loyalty program is global. This spending can be on any accepted method of payment. And number 2, an obvious question is, what qualifies as an eligible Carnival purchase? Well, according to Carnival's website, these include cruise fares, gratuities, transfers, Carnival vacation protection, and pre-cruise and onboard purchases. And looking at their star calculator online, those pre-cruise and onboard purchases can include things such as spa treatments, shore excursions, specialty dining, drinks, and onboard shopping. The third thing to know is that there is some spending you may do that will not earn you stars. Digging deeply through the information I received from Carnival, I identified 4 areas of spending that you will not receive stars for. Area number 1 is that you will not receive stars for money you spend on taxes and fees. Carnival doesn't get that money, so no stars. Area number 2 is that you will not receive stars for air travel purchased through Carnival. Area number 3 is that you will not receive stars for expenditures that you make using redeemable points. I'm going to give you all of the information on redeemable points in the next section of this video. But the bottom line is that because this is not new money that Carnival is receiving, points redemption does not qualify for stars. And the final area not eligible for stars is expenditures for what I am calling gifted onboard credit or future cruise credit. Now let me explain what I mean. If you get onboard credit or future cruise credit because of a canceled cruise or something like that, that is not gifted onboard credit or future cruise credit because that is actual dollars that you have spent. You will get stars for that. But let's say you book your cruise on a promotion that included special onboard credit. Or perhaps it is gifted to you from your travel advisor, or let's say you take an issue to guest services and they give you some onboard credit to make things right. In those cases, the onboard credit is not backed by actual money you have given to Carnival. Instead, that onboard credit was gifted to you. You will not receive stars for that spending. Carnival puts it this way. They say it is ineligible for stars if it is, quote, onboard credits that you receive as well as Carnival-funded future cruise credits that were not originally funded by guest-owned spend. Now, before I get into the other two ways that you can earn stars and the resulting status, let me give you some numbers that will help us to visualize the required spending. Just based upon spending with Carnival, I'm going to share with you how much each person would have to spend in a 2-year period in order to arrive at each loyalty level. The gold level requires 10,000 stars. You get 3 stars for every $1 spent, so you will need to spend $3,333 per person in a 2-year period to achieve and maintain that level. The platinum level would require $16,666 per person in 2 years to get the needed 50,000 stars. And the diamond level would require $33,333 per person in 2 years to get the needed 100,000 stars. So based upon those numbers, you can calculate how much you spend on cruising in a 2-year period, determine where you would land at in loyalty status with Carnival if you cruise with them exclusively. Now let's get into the second way to earn stars, and that is through casino points. Kelly and I never use the casino, but here is how that works. Carnival is going to give passengers 1 star for every casino point they earn. So the obvious question is, how does a person earn casino points? Well, according to Carnival's website, that is based upon the game played and the amount wagered. The website details that you receive 1 casino point for every $2 on slot machines, 1 casino point for every $5 on video poker, and the points on game tables depends upon the game played, average bet size, and play duration. And then for the third way to earn stars, it seems there will be a way to do so based upon your usage of the cruise line branded credit card. For example, the subheadline of the press release by Carnival on their website reads, "A cruise industry first, the program will introduce a points-based system featuring personalized perks and new ways to earn status, including credit card spend." Additionally, in the very same press release by Carnival on their website, it says, quote, "The new program will be closely tied to everyday spending on the co-branded credit card with Barclays, the Carnival Rewards MasterCard, giving card members the opportunity to earn points and status even faster. More details on the credit card will be announced later." So it seems the encouragement there is to use their branded credit card for all of your normal shopping, grocery, gas, and other spending. And then at some rate, you will earn points and stars, which equates to status. Carnival mentions that those details will be announced later, so we'll have to wait on that information. The last thing I feel we need to be aware of in this loyalty status and stars section is the period for gaining and retaining your status. Once we hit June of next year, everyone except for Diamond will begin a 2-year clock for earning stars. You will keep the status that you have until that 2-year clock runs out. At that point, your new status for the subsequent 2 years, the enjoyment period, will be based upon how many stars you earned during the first 2-year earning period. So everything is looked at in these 2-year blocks of time. Now, in Carnival's frequently asked questions on the topic, they address what happens if someone gets enough stars to advance to the next level midway through the first 2-year period. If that happens, Carnival says the person will go ahead and receive the higher status to finish out that current period, and they will also have the higher status for the subsequent 2-year period. But the big thing to note here is that everything is looked at in these 2-year blocks of time. Before we get into the next section, very quickly, I do have one question for you. As we are going through this and finish it, what are your thoughts about this new rewards program by Carnival? If you cruise with Carnival, know that they are seeing these responses and they need the feedback. If you cruise with another cruise line, know that they are tuned in as well, and who knows what they have in their future plans, so give your honest feedback. I definitely appreciate it. Let's continue with the video. In this next section, we're going to talk about the second part of the program, the redeemable points. These are points that you get that basically have monetary value with Carnival that you can use to redeem on Carnival purchases. First, we'll cover how to earn these redeemable points. And actually, that is fairly simple to do because you earn them at the same time and in the same way that you earn the stars. So you earn redeemable points at a rate of 3 for every $1 spent on eligible Carnival purchases. You can also earn 1 point for every casino point, and you will earn points for all of your purchases with the Carnival branded credit card. So those 3 ways are the same as we mentioned with earning the stars. Now there is one additional way that you can earn redeemable points, and that is through milestone achievements. Carnival lists 2 of these. One is after you sail your first 50 nights with them, you earn 5,000 points. Then the cruise line says that they will give you an additional 10,000 points for every 100 nights thereafter. Now there is 3 additional things that we need to talk about with these points. The first is what you can redeem them on. Carnival says they can be redeemed on almost anything that they offer, so this includes onboard activities, spa treatments, specialty dining, and you can even put it towards a future cruise. The second thing to know is that there is no minimum for redemption. If you have points, you can cash them in. And the third thing is, what do points equate to? I mean, will 1,000 points get you a specialty dining meal, or is that only good for a couple of specialty coffees? We're still waiting for information to be released on that. As soon as we receive it, we'll get you the update. Now, we've seen that the new Carnival Rewards program consists of earning stars and redeemable points simultaneously. The points can be used like Carnival cash and can be redeemed for Carnival purchases, and the stars are what determine the loyalty level you are at. In this section, we will look at what benefit changes have been made under the new program. And there are a few, so I'm going to highlight some of those changes. When this new program kicks off next June, some perks are going away. I have 4 of those listed on the screen right now, so just take a second and look at those. You can pause the video if needed. And then, in addition to those, there are 3 one-time perks that Diamond members could previously earn, but they are being discontinued. These include the one-time complimentary meal for 2 at a specialty dining restaurant of choice, the one-time free cabin upgrade or 3rd, 4th, and 5th guest sail free, and the Loyalty Club luggage tag set. We are about to roll into the reason for the change and the initial response to it, but before we do, very quickly, if you're new here, I'm Jason with the Travel Scouts. Know that our aim in each video is to put together the latest cruise news and deliver to you in such a way that you are fully up to speed and it doesn't waste your time. So if you'll be cruising, definitely consider subscribing. Let's continue with the cruise news. Alright, let's get into the section regarding the reason why Carnival is making this change. The bottom line up front is that Carnival's talking point is that they have so many people at the Diamond and Platinum levels that they have reached a point that they can no longer deliver the benefit of the current loyalty program. Carnival Cruise Line President Christine Duffy said, quote, "When so many guests have elite status, it is much more difficult to make everyone feel special. These realities only continue to erode the recognition and rewards of the current 𝗵𝗔𝗍 Club program, and we feel that change is necessary in order to better recognize our guests and give them more choice in how they are rewarded." Now, there are some data reports that show a very rapid growth of their top tier members. In the period between 2021 and 2024, the number of Diamond 𝗵𝗍 members at its highest level more than tripled. The next highest level is Platinum, and their membership more than doubled in the same period. So that is the public talking point. That is the reason given by Carnival. And that brings us to the section where we will consider the initial response by Carnival cruisers to this change. Cruise Line brand ambassador John Hild posted the announcement video on his Facebook page. And his page is followed by the Carnival faithful, and the response to his posting is very revealing. Simply looking at the emojis, 5,700 indicated how they felt about this program change. 3,411 responded with an angry face, and another 644 responded with a sad face. So that is 71% of respondents were not happy. Now, Carnival has frequently mentioned since the announcement that some like the new program and some do not. That may be true depending on how you define some, but I think the most accurate way to describe the initial response is that most do not like this new change at all. At least that is the initial reaction. And Carnival knew that this would not be well received by all. In fact, in their frequently asked questions regarding this new program on their website, they asked this question. The question is, by eliminating lifetime status for guests, won't some guests feel like you're taking away something that they worked hard to attain? Their response to that question is some very well might. In other words, they anticipated that that would be the reaction of some. They continue by saying this. They say some very well might, but the program is designed to allow guests to maintain their status if they choose. And under the new program, that choice is made by choosing to spend the necessary amount every 2 years in order to maintain the same level. What are your thoughts? I'm looking forward to knowing and reading them, so be sure to chime in down in the comments. Appreciate each of you. God bless you, and I'll catch you in the next video.